After the chaos settled, Mark and Dokja sat inside a tavern. Mark looked at him, still shaken. "Who the hell are you? Were you the guardian this whole time?" he demanded. Dokja gave a half smile and replied, "I'm a fake revolutionary. That means I can be a fake guardian too." Mark looked even more frustrated. That answer made no sense, but Dokja didn't want to say more. "Just let it go," he said. "If any of you get caught and spill information to the Duke, how do you think it'll end?" Then Dokja gave him a name. "My name is Yu Jungyuk. Don't forget it." A strange voice echoed inside Dokja's mind. "The more you tell people you're Yu Jungyuk, the more you actually become Yu Jungyuk." Annoyed, Dokja shouted, "Shut up!" Mark blinked, completely confused by the outburst. Dokja leaned back, thoughtful. He told Mark, "There's someone on the other side who's smarter than I expected. Looks like they use the game's rules to their advantage." But he was glad, at least for now. The night ended well. Mark pointed out that they were lucky tonight. "We had two people who could use the Guardian's power. That gave us the upper hand." But Dokja shook his head. "That won't matter after tonight," he explained. "They'll stop using the mark. If they can't kill, they'll just injure as many people as possible instead." He looked serious. "And if the mark isn't used, the night won't end until sunrise. That means more chaos, more pain." Mark finally understood. This was only the beginning, and the real struggle was still ahead. Mark looked at Dokja with a serious expression. "What should we do now?" he asked. Dokja answered calmly. There was no need for them to act, at least not yet. He suspected the other side would make the next move. Something in the atmosphere had shifted. A new role was likely entering the game. Something different from revolutionary, guardian, or executioner. Their conversation was interrupted by a knock at the door. Just then Aline entered, announcing that someone had come to see Dokja. A man stepped in with a calm, confident air. Everything about him said he was in control. Dokja recognized what he was: the spy. In the ways of survival, the spy was described as a wild card. He didn't belong to either the revolutionary or dictator teams, but whichever side gained his trust could win everything. The spy looked Dokja straight in the eye. "Are you Yu Jungyuk?" he asked. Dokja felt an odd sense of déjà vu. He answered slowly, "Yes, I am." But something was off. He hadn't introduced himself by that name. How did this stranger know? The man grinned. "I'm Aurelius." The name triggered something in Dokja's memory. He had definitely heard it before. "So, you're the spy?" Dokja asked. He tried to verify it. First, he activated the lie detector, level 3, but it didn't work in this area. Then he attempted to use the character list. Still nothing. His expression turned sharp with concern. None of his systems were responding. Aurelius noticed. "What's wrong?" he asked, still smiling. Dokja didn't answer, but the unease in his eyes said everything. Mark turned to Aurelius, curiosity in his voice. "So, are you here to join our side?" But the spy's response wasn't what he expected. Aurelius gave a vague smile and replied, "Not exactly." That made Mark uneasy. Then what was he here for? Seeing their concern, Aurelius clarified, "I'm here to save you all, because at this rate, it's clear the revolution will fail." Before Dokja could respond, Aurelius pointed to the window. "Have you looked outside lately?" Dokja stood and walked to the entrance. What he saw confirmed the spy's warning. A crowd had gathered. One person shouted, "It's revolutionary!" The mood was turning dangerous. Another voice rose from the chaos, blaming him for the injuries and pain they suffered during the night. "If we had just waited 3 days, this wouldn't have happened." Then, without warning, someone hurled a stone at him. Dokja dodged it with sharp reflexes, but the message was clear. The people were turning against him. One of Dokja's subordinates stepped forward and addressed the crowd. "If you're okay with someone dying every 3 nights, then go ahead. Leave the industrial complex," they said boldly. The crowd grew restless. Uneasy questions filled the air. People were scared, looking for any reason to feel safe. Aurelius, the spy, wasn't here to calm anyone. He simply wanted Dokja and his allies to understand the reality. Whether he was on the Duke's side or not didn't matter. But then he said something that made it clear. "Surrender to the Duke," Aurelius told Dokja. "Everyone will be spared, except you. But I'll find a way to save you too." A noble-sounding offer. One life in exchange for many. A sacrifice. But Dokja didn't flinch. He refused. Even after Aurelius assured him everything would be fine, that the one he served was stronger than the Duke, Dokja still said no. Aurelius gave him one last warning. "You'll regret this." The crowd, on the other hand, seemed to agree with the spy. Some even looked ready to hand Dokja over. But before they could act, Dokja attacked. He moved suddenly, striking citizens left and right. "It's not night yet," he muttered, "so I can still act." A notification popped up. "Kill the real revolutionary within the given time and take over their position." Otherwise, you'll meet a terrible end. Everything had changed. Dokja's assault wasn't random. With each strike, he kept count. This wasn't for fun, it was tactical. A system notification popped up. 3 executioners have been killed, 7 remaining. The crowd was stunned. No one had expected that some of the citizens around them were actually executioners in disguise. Dokja understood now. The reason the executioners could hide so easily among the people was because of the spy's unique ability, the power to incite others. Even Dokja had to admit it was impressive. Without warning, Dokja moved behind the spy and wrapped his arm tightly around his neck, choking him from behind. With quiet fury, he whispered, "How have you been?" Department head Han Myungo. After the chaos, Han Myungo, the so-called spy, was detained by Dokja. Dokja stared at him in disbelief. He had been certain Han Myungo was dead. How was he still alive? His mind went back to the past. Before they even reached the third main scenario, Han had tried to steal Dokja's contribution during the battle against the Dark Keeper. As punishment, he was cursed by the Demon King, specifically, the Devil of Lust and Wrath. Dokja had assumed that curse finished him, but now here he was, alive, and not just surviving, but living in the demon realm. What made things stranger was that Han Myungo's character information, which had previously been inaccessible through the system's character list, was now visible. Dokja reflected on this. There were only a few people like that, whose data couldn't be accessed before or at the start of the scenario. People like Yu Sanga, Lee Gil-young, his own mother, and Song Min-woo, the delinquent. All of them were sealed to him in some way. And now, Han Myungo had joined that list. Han Myungo pretended to still be unconscious, but Dokja wasn't fooled. The interrogation began. Dokja's curiosity came first. "Did you come up with the name Aurelius yourself?" he asked. As the question hung in the air, a flashback began. Back in their old world, Dokja was caught by his superior reading a web novel during work hours. The man had scolded him at first. "There's no time for this nonsense," he said, but that wasn't his real intention. He handed Dokja a book titled Meditations. Below the title was the author's name, Marcus Aurelius. That was the origin of the spy's alias. Dokja admitted he still carried that book around. Ironically, he'd never even read it. Han stared at him, stunned. "Who the hell are you?" he asked. But Dokja just replied with a calm question of his own. "Who do you think I am?" Han seemed to catch on, but before he could say anything, Dokja shut him down with a look. Some names were better left unsaid. A system notification appeared. "The Demon King, Devil of Lust and Wrath, is looking at stupid Kim Dokja." Dokja's eyes narrowed as the notification flashed before him. "The Demon King, Devil of Lust and Wrath, is looking at stupid Kim Dokja." He felt a shift, a powerful gaze watching him. His subconscious quickly filled in the blanks. Devil of Lust and Wrath. That was the nickname of Asmodeus, one of the highest demon kings. Dokja realized something. Han Myungo must have become Asmodeus' subordinate, and not just a minor one. He was ranked high enough to share vision with his master. Then Dokja sensed another presence. Something was eavesdropping. He addressed it directly, voice cold but calm. "If you want to listen in, pay some coins. Otherwise, get lost." There was no response. Without hesitation, Dokja severed the connection, temporarily cutting the link between Han Myungo and Asmodeus. Turning back to Han, Dokja spoke evenly. "My real name is Yu Jungyuk." Han's eyes widened in disbelief. "That's impossible. Yu Jungyuk is dead." Dokja shook his head. "No, he's not." Panic started to rise in Han's expression. He couldn't wait any longer. "So, what are you going to do with me?" he asked. Dokja looked at him thoughtfully, eyes unreadable. "We'll see," he replied. "I'm thinking." Han begged for his life, even noting to Dokja that they've both spent so many years together. He even suggested in desperation he'll help his revolution, that he can even see other people's position. But Dokja turned down the offer, stating he doesn't need any spy since he easily found the executioner with his help. Han looked at Dokja, his voice tense. "How the hell did you even identify the executioners?" Dokja replied honestly. "I didn't know for sure. In the ways of survival, there were descriptions of some executioners' appearances, but they weren't exact. I just used the omniscient reader's viewpoint now and then. It helped me figure out they had special roles." Han's eyes flicked around. He was clearly stalling, trying to buy time, maybe hoping someone would come to save him. But Dokja didn't miss a beat. "That won't work," he said coldly. "No one's coming for you." Sweat began to drip down Han's face. Dokja leaned in slightly and explained, step by step, why help wouldn't arrive. Han's last bits of hope were slipping away. Desperate now, Han shouted, "If you kill me, you'll incur the wrath of the Demon King." Dokja didn't flinch. His expression stayed calm as he replied, "Do I look like I'm afraid of a Demon King?" Han Myungo finally realized he had no way out. If he wanted to survive, he had to cooperate. Dokja gave him a clear option. Make an oath of existence, or risk being beaten by the furious citizens outside. Cornered, Han agreed and asked what the oath involved. Dokja laid it out plainly. Don't interfere in the revolution, don't lie, and answer me sincerely for 1 full year. As soon as the oath was sealed, Dokja fired his questions like bullets. How are you still alive? How did you become a subordinate of a demon king? And more. Han tried to resist. His lips trembled, trying to hold the truth in, but the oath forced him to respond. Finally, he opened his mouth and muttered something no one expected. I gave birth. Dokja froze, completely stunned. That answer shook him to the core. Thanks for watching. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated. And hey, drop a comment if you have thoughts or new ideas or just want to say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care and stay awesome.